region's homegrown response to climate change has evolved over the last decade into the world's only regional climate change centre. The Caribbean Community Climate Change Centre, widely known as the 5 Cs, is a centre of excellence that thrives on coordination, collaboration and partnerships. Our actions have been effective because our work is grounded in a firm regional commitment, policy and strategy. Our 3 foundation documents, the Lilienthal Declaration, the Regional Framework for Achieving Development Resilient to Climate Change, and its Implementation Plan are the basis for climate action in the Caribbean. Guided by this regional vision, we've done pioneering work covering regionally relevant climate modeling and data collection, adaptation projects, climate risk management, education and outreach, and coordinating Caribbean negotiating positions at international climate meetings. Over the last year, we were involved in executing 8 comprehensive projects. The Centre designed the investment proposal for the implementation of the Caribbean region's pilot program for climate resilience, or PPCR. PPCR includes interventions across 6 countries: Jamaica, Haiti, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The US $10.6 million project, which is funded by the Climate Investment Fund, will improve climate data availability and analysis, data exchange, storage, and access, as well as efforts to model climate change. The Caribbean's coordinated and strategic climate change policy and implementation plans are well regarded internationally. Under the Caribbean Regional Resilience Development Implementation Plan initiative, we have been strengthening national and regional institutions that are mandated to direct climate change actions with enhanced technical capacity and boosting the knowledge base of regional and national financial institutions, as well as planning ministries about climate change impacts for greater inclusion of these risks within development policies, plans, and programs. Improved investment planning and resource allocation decisions will better position the region to access international resources for priority adaptation initiatives. The £4.95 million project, which is funded by the United Kingdom Department for International Development, DFID, has strengthened the management of coastal and marine resources and boosted livelihoods, supported national-level adaptation, and the region's participation in global negotiations. Climate data collection is crucial for the generation of Caribbean-relevant information that supports effective decision-making. Under the IDB-supported Database Management Systems project, we're establishing a regional integrated observing network for environmental change in the Caribbean. The collaborative initiative includes partners such as the Caribbean Institute of Meteorology and Hydrology (CIMH), NOAA, and CATHLAC, and will directly benefit countries such as Barbados, Belize, the Commonwealth of Dominica, Guyana, Jamaica, and St. Lucia. The US $1.1 million exercise will build the region's capacity to respond to the challenges and adverse impacts of climate change by boosting access to useful data products. The Caribbean component of the European Union Global Climate Change Alliance initiative is an €8 million thrust that is benefiting all CARIFORUM countries. The program is strengthening the region's data gathering and management capabilities to enable the Caribbean to cope with economic uncertainty. The project is also improving climate monitoring and retrieval, as well as enhancing the predictive powers of regional climate models and cost-effective adaptation activities. Incorporating a climate risk ethic into Caribbean decision-making is essential for effective climate action. The Caribbean Climate Online Risk and Adaptation Tool, which was developed to integrate climate resilience into normal Caribbean decision-making processes and activities, uniquely positions the Caribbean to mount a robust response to climate change. The project builds on the work started by the region in 2003 to develop risk management guidelines for decision makers. Phase 1 of the project was funded by the Climate and Development Knowledge Network, CDKN, and the United Kingdom Department for International Development, DFID. Phase 2 of the project, which includes in-depth training for country decision makers, was financed under the EU GCCA project. Phase 3, which will include the undertaking of detailed risk assessments in selected countries, will be supported through the United Kingdom Department for International Development, DFID, the EU GCCA project, and the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, and others. The CARIWIG Project is providing locally relevant information on the weather impacts of climate change for a range of time horizons, training for stakeholder technical staff in the use of such weather information, the development of support networks within the region, and the development of partnerships with UK research institutes that specialize in the management of a range of hazards and impacts. Under this £641,000 project, supported by the Climate and Development Knowledge Network, CDKN, a web service has been developed to provide the information through the adaptation and provision of leading weather generator models. These weather generator models will be used to provide locally relevant weather projections based on the best available observed data and climate model outputs for the region. The Australia-Caribbean Collaboration on Climate Change and Coral Reefs aims to link Australian, Caribbean, and international expertise in climate change adaptation and coral reef management to develop a regional framework for addressing key challenges for the sustainability of coral reefs associated with climate change. The project is also expected to build regional capacity through the development of a climate change adaptation toolkit for coral reef managers. The project countries under this initiative are Belize, St. Lucia, and Grenada. The Coastal Protection for Climate Adaptation in the Small Island States in the Caribbean, an ecosystem-based adaptation project, concerns the implementation of measures for the sustainable improvement of coastal ecosystems relevant to climate change adaptation in St. Lucia, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Jamaica. The project seeks to improve ecosystem services that reduce the negative impacts of climate change on coastal areas. This is to contribute to the reduction of climate change-induced risks to the population in coastal zones of small island developing states. It is a €12.9 million project funded by the German Development Bank, KfW. Guided by a cogent communication strategy, we have used new media technologies and traditional tools and techniques to engage a wide range of stakeholders. Caribbean Climate, the Centre's news hub, is the region's premier climate change-focused blog with over 42,000 unique visits in the last 12 months and approximately 2,000 email subscribers. To learn more about climate change, visit caribbeanclimate.bz and explore the Clearinghouse, the most extensive repository of Caribbean-specific information on climate change.